Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive.
It's good to be back.
Today we're diving into a book all about leads.
Yeah,
Alex Hormozi's $100 Emma Leads.
that's right.
I think this will be interesting for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So what jumped out at you from the book?
Well, I mean, right out of the gate,
Okay.
Hormozi just hits you with this story that's like,
Okay.
I think a lot of entrepreneurs will relate to this.
Okay.
So he owned 5 gyms, right?
Okay.
And he went from that to like
Okay.
basically broke in like 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, like, how does that even happen?
So it was like a partnership,
Okay.
and it just like totally wiped him out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, went into debt and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was rough.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So is that kind of like where this whole lead generation obsession comes from?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he realized, like, okay,
Yeah.
I can't rely on, like, just,
Right.
whatever happens to come along,
Right.
I need to, like, figure out how to...
Get customers like consistently.
Yeah, yeah.
Like on demand.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's kind of the driving force, I think, behind the whole book.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So this is, like, a real practical guide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just, like, theory. It's like, this is what I did.
This is what I did. This is how I dug myself out of this hole.
Yeah.
You can do it too.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah.
So he talks about lead magnets, right?
Yeah. That's one of the big things.
So what are lead magnets exactly?
Well, so the way he kind of like stumbled onto it
Okay.
was he's trying to help out this other gym owner
Okay.
who was struggling.
Okay.
And he came up with this idea of like
Mhm.
giving away free information
Oh, okay.
as a way to kind of like attract people.
So like a free report or a guide or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Like something valuable
Okay.
that people would actually want.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And it's like,
But doesn't that seem kind of counterintuitive?
it does.
Like you're giving away your secrets
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah. But the idea is like,
Yeah.
you're not giving away everything. You're giving them like a taste.
Okay.
So like, let's say
Yeah.
you sell a course on how to bake a wedding cake.
Okay.
You're not going to give away the whole course for free,
Right.
but you might give away like a guide
Okay.
on how to make the perfect buttercream frosting.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you're solving a specific problem.
Yeah.
You're showing them like, hey, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And it makes them want that whole cake even more.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
And then how do you like,
Okay.
once you've got this lead magnet,
Right.
how do you get it out there?
Well, so he has this thing he calls the core 4,
Okay.
which is like his 4 main approaches to lead generation.
So break down the core 4 for me.
Okay. So we've got warm reach outs,
Okay.
content marketing,
Okay.
cold outreach,
Okay.
and paid ads.
Okay. So warm reach outs, that sounds like a little less intimidating than cold calling.
Way less intimidating. Yeah.
Okay.
This is basically
Yeah.
leveraging your existing network.
Okay.
Like friends, family,
Okay.
past clients, anyone you already have some kind of relationship with.
Yeah.
And it's not about like pitching them directly.
Right.
It's more about like
Okay.
sharing something valuable.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I created this lead magnet. I thought you might find this useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And kind of starting a conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about like
Yeah.
nurturing those relationships.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, seeing if there's a natural fit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
So then to make those warm reach outs even more effective,
okay.
he talks about this ACA framework.
Okay. So what is ACA?
So it stands for acknowledge, compliment,
Okay.
and ask.
Okay.
So instead of just jumping right into like,
Right.
hey, buy my thing,
Yeah.
you start by acknowledging something about them,
Right.
like maybe a recent achievement
Oh.
or something they shared online or whatever.
Gotcha.
Then you compliment them
Okay.
on some positive trait you've observed.
Okay.
And then you ask a question
Okay.
that kind of naturally leads the conversation
Right.
towards your offer.
Yeah. Okay. So it's all about like,
It's all about building that genuine connection.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's warm reach outs.
Yep.
What about content marketing?
So this is where
Yeah.
you really position yourself as like the go-to expert
Okay.
in your niche or in your industry.
Okay.
So think like
Yeah.
blog posts, videos, podcasts,
Right.
anything that provides value
Yeah.
and builds that relationship with your audience.
So this is where you like build that, like end trust factor.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So that when people are ready to buy,
Yeah.
you're the first person they think of.
Makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And he actually has like a specific structure
Oh, okay.
for creating engaging content.
Okay, what's
He calls it hook, retain, reward.
hook, retain, reward?
Yeah.
Okay, break that down.
So you start by hooking your audience
Okay.
with something intriguing, right?
Yeah.
So like a compelling headline or an interesting question or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you retain their attention
Okay.
with valuable information or a story.
Gotcha.
And then finally you reward them
Okay.
by delivering on that promise you made with the hook.
Okay, so it's like a little
It's like a little mini story arc
Yeah.
for every piece of content.
Gotcha. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So warm reach outs, content marketing.
Yep.
What about cold outreach?
So cold outreach.
This is the one that I think
Yep.
people have the most like fear about.
Yeah, it can feel a little icky.
It does. Like
Yeah.
you're just reaching out to strangers.
Yeah, it's basically strategically
Right.
reaching out to strangers
Okay.
who fit your ideal customer profile.
So where do you even find these strangers?
Well, there are different tools and techniques for building lists.
Okay.
There are even like brokers
Okay.
who specialize in like targeted lists.
Wow. Okay.
So you can really get granular with it.
Yeah.
But the key
Yeah.
is to have a compelling message
Right.
that grabs their attention
Yeah.
and, offer something valuable,
Right.
like your lead magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's like a digital handshake.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So that's cold outreach.
Yep.
What about paid ads?
So paid ads.
Yeah.
This is where you're leveraging platforms
Okay.
like Google, Facebook, Instagram
Yeah.
to get your message in front of people.
Okay.
But it's not just about like
Yeah.
throwing money at ads.
Yeah.
It's about tracking optimization,
Gotcha.
really like dialing in
Yeah.
your targeting and your ad copy.
Yeah, so it's like a science.
It is. It's a science.
Okay. So
Yeah.
those are the core four.
Yep. Those are the big four.
And do they all work together or is it like
They do. They work together beautifully.
okay.
Yeah. So you can use like
Yeah.
content marketing to attract leads organically.
Okay.
Capture them with a lead magnet.
Right.
Nurture them through warm reach outs.
Yeah.
Reach out to new prospects with cold outreach.
Okay.
And amplify your reach with paid ads.
So it's like a whole system.
It's a whole system.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he talks about this more, better, new framework.
Yeah. So this is all about scaling.
Okay.
So once you've got
Yeah.
your core 4 activities dialed in,
Yeah.
you want to scale them up.
Okay.
So you do more of what's working
Okay.
until it breaks.
Okay.
Then you analyze why it broke
Yeah.
and you make it better.
Gotcha.
And then you introduce something new.
Okay.
So like a new platform, a new approach.
So it's like constantly.
It's constantly iterating
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
improving and expanding.
So it's not about like.
It's not about finding that one magic thing
Right.
and then just like riding that wave.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
about like.
It's about constant evolution.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's a good foundation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we move on,
Okay.
is there anything else that like
Yeah.
really stood out to you from this part in the book?
Yeah, I think one of the big things for me
Okay.
was just this idea that
Yeah.
lead generation doesn't have to be this like
Yeah.
mysterious thing.
Right.
Like he really breaks it down
Yeah.
into a system.
Yeah.
It's like a process.
It's not like hoping and praying.
It's not about luck.
right.
It's about having a plan
okay, cool.
and executing it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just
Reap
get it.
getters, yeah.
So this sounds like we're gonna build like
Yeah.
our own army of lead generators.
That's the goal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So the first one he talks about is customer referrals.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like word of mouth.
Word of mouth on steroids.
Yeah.
Like there's no better advertising than having a happy customer.
Absolutely.
Tell all their friends.
But how do you like systematize that?
Yeah, that's the key, right?
Yeah.
So he talks a lot about building goodwill,
Okay.
like really going above and beyond
Okay.
to create that exceptional customer experience.
So it's not enough to just
Not enough to just,
like deliver a decent product or service?
yeah, you got to exceed expectations.
Okay.
Create that wow factor
Yeah, gotcha.
so that people can't help but talk about you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like how do you actually do that though?
Okay, so first of all,
Yeah.
you got to make sure your product is actually good.
Okay. That's a good starting point.
Yeah, like that's kind of a given.
Yeah.
But then you also want to set realistic expectations
Okay.
so that you can over-deliver.
So under promise and over deliver.
Basically, yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, and then figure out
Yeah.
what are your most successful customers doing?
Okay.
Like what are the ones who are getting the best results?
Okay.
And then find ways to help other customers
Right.
replicate that success.
So it's like identifying those patterns of success
Exactly.
and then kind of like
Create a roadmap.
creating a roadmap for others.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And then also minimize friction points.
So make it easy for them.
Make it super easy for people to actually benefit from your product.
So reduce the effort.
Reduce the effort, maximize the results.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
And then another thing he talks about is
Yeah.
don't be afraid to upsell.
Yeah, so this is not about being pushy,
Right.
but it's about like
Oh, yeah.
if you have other products or services,
Yeah.
that could help your customers,
Yeah.
achieve even better results.
Right.
Offer them.
Okay, so it's about providing ongoing value.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And then this might seem obvious,
Okay.
but just ask for referrals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like if you know
Right.
a customer's happy,
Yeah.
just ask them, hey,
Right.
do you know anyone else who might benefit from this?
Sometimes the simplest things.
Yeah, it's amazing how often people forget to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's customer referrals.
Yep.
What's the next lead getter?
So next up, we have employees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so your employees
Yep.
can be amazing advocates
Yeah.
if you empower them.
So we're not just talking about like the sales team.
No, everyone.
Okay.
Everyone in the company.
Okay.
Because they all interact with customers. They're on social media.
Right.
They're part of different communities.
Yeah, they all have their own networks.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you can really turn your entire workforce
Right.
into a lead generation machine.
I like that.
Yeah, so you can incentivize employee referrals. You can train them on how to effectively talk about your products and services. You can even provide them with content that they can share with their networks.
So it's like building a culture of like shared success.
Exactly. Everyone's working together.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So what about agencies?
Agencies.
This one's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've heard mixed things about agencies.
Yeah, they can be a hit or miss.
Right.
And Hormozi actually has a really interesting perspective on this.
Okay.
He doesn't see them as a long-term solution.
Okay.
But more as like a strategic tool.
Okay.
For learning and accelerating growth.
So it's like you hire an agency to like fill a knowledge gap.
Fill a knowledge gap or to jumpstart something.
Okay.
So like let's say you want to launch a new campaign on a platform you're not familiar with.
Yeah.
Instead of spending months figuring it out yourself.
Yeah.
Hire an agency who specializes in that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Learn from them.
So it's like a paid internship.
Basically. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But the key here is to be really clear about your expectations.
Yeah.
Set deadlines.
Right.
And make sure there's a knowledge transfer component.
Okay.
So you're not just like...
So you don't want to become dependent on them.
Exactly. You want to take that knowledge and bring it in-house.
Okay, gotcha. So agencies.
Yep.
Strategic tool.
Strategic tool.
Not necessarily a long-term solution.
Right.
Okay.
And then finally, affiliates.
Okay, so affiliates. This is something I don't know a ton about.
So affiliates are like your extended sales force.
Okay.
So these are people or businesses who promote your product or service to their audience in exchange for a commission.
So it's like performance-based marketing.
Okay, but on a much larger scale.
Gotcha. So you're leveraging their audience.
You're leveraging their audience, their influence.
Okay, yeah.
So how do you build an affiliate program?
Building a successful affiliate program.
Yeah.
It takes some work.
Yeah, but the rewards can be incredible.
Okay.
So first of all, you got to identify your ideal affiliates.
Right.
So who are the people who have an audience that aligns with your target market?
So you're not just like taking anyone.
No, you got to be selective.
Okay.
And then you need to craft a compelling offer.
So what's in it for them?
Exactly. Why should they promote your product?
Right.
And then you want to qualify them.
Okay.
So you don't want just anyone representing your brand.
So you're looking for quality affiliates.
Quality over quantity, absolutely.
Okay.
And then you got to launch them effectively.
Okay. So that means like...
Yeah. So give them the tools and resources they need.
Okay.
Marketing materials.
Right.
Training resources. Support.
So set them up for success?
Set them up for success, yeah.
Okay.
And then keep them engaged.
So ongoing support?
Ongoing support, motivation.
Okay.
Maybe some performance bonuses.
So it's like you're building like this mini franchise.
I like that.
Okay, so that's affiliates.
That's affiliate.
So we've got customer referrals.
Yeah.
Employees.
Yep.
Agencies. Yeah. And affiliates.
Those are your 4 lead getters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anything else on lead getters?
Well.
Or what kind of like jumped out at you from this section?
What really struck me was we often overcomplicate lead generation.
Okay.
We get so focused on like fancy marketing tactics that we forget about the power of people.
Right.
Like our existing relationships, building that network of advocates.
Yeah. Word of mouth is still so powerful.
It's incredibly powerful.
Okay.
And we often just like completely overlook it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we've got all these different ways to generate leads.
Yeah.
But how do you like bring it all together?
Yeah. That's where the one-page advertising plan comes in.
Okay. Tell me about this.
It's like this very simple but powerful tool for creating a roadmap for your lead generation efforts.
So what's on this one-page plan?
Okay, so first things first.
Yeah.
You got to identify your target audience.
So who are you trying to reach?
Exactly. Like, who are these people?
Okay.
What are their pain points?
Okay.
What are they struggling with?
What do they want?
What do they desire? Yeah.
Okay.
Get really clear on that.
So no more like marketing to everyone.
Everyone and their dog.
Yeah, yeah.
It's about getting laser focused.
Okay.
On the right people.
So once you know who you're targeting,
yeah.
What's next?
Then you choose your advertising approach.
Okay.
So which one of the core 4?
Okay. Back to the core 4.
Yeah. So are you going to focus on?
So you pick one?
You pick one.
Okay.
That aligns with your target audience.
And your goals.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you get even more specific.
Oh, great.
Like, what platform are you going to use?
Okay.
What's your offer?
Yeah.
What's your lead magnet? What's your call to action?
So you break it all down.
Break it down into actionable steps.
Okay, so it's not just like a vague plan.
No, it's got to be executable.
Right.
You got to know exactly what you're going to do.
So no more like marketing plans that...
Gathering dust.
Yeah, gather dust.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is the one-page advertising plan?
That's it.
And then how do you make sure you actually, like, follow through on it?
So one thing he recommends is setting a daily action goal.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So like, how many warm reach outs are you going to make today?
Okay.
How much content are you going to create?
Okay.
How many cold emails are you going to send?
Okay.
How much are you going to spend on ads?
So it's about like consistent daily action.
Consistent action is key, even if it's small steps.
Yeah, just keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, and then you track your progress.
Okay.
Analyze your results. Yeah. And you refine as you go.
So it's like constant learning.
Constant learning, optimization.
Okay. Yeah. So is that kind of like...
That's the game.
The gist of the one-page advertising plan?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It's about getting clear, taking action, and then constantly improving.
So you're saying lead generation is a game?
It is a game.
Okay.
It's a fun game.
A fun game. I like that. Yeah.
It's a game you can win.
Okay, cool. So we've covered a ton of ground today.
We have.
Lead magnets, core 4, lead getters.
Yeah.
This one-page advertising plan.
The whole shebang.
What was your biggest takeaway from this book?
I think for me, the biggest thing was this idea that you don't have to do it all yourself.
Right.
Like, you can leverage other people.
Yeah.
Whether it's building a team.
Yeah.
Hiring agencies.
Yeah.
Activating affiliates.
It's about building that team.
It's about building a system that works for you.
Even when you're not working.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So if there's one thing you want our listeners to take away from this deep dive.
Just one thing.
What would it be?
Pick one strategy from the book.
Okay.
And go all in.
Okay.
Don't try to do everything at once.
Focus.
Focus. Yeah. Master one thing.
Okay.
And then scale it up.
And then once you've mastered it.
Yeah.
Move on to the next thing.
And you don't have to do it alone.
Right.
Build your team.
Build your team.
Leverage your resources.
Awesome. That's great advice.
Thanks.
So we've covered a lot today.
We did.
Hopefully this has been helpful for all of you out there.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, let us know.
Hit us up.
And until next time,
keep diving deep.
Keep diving deep.